Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap. Link down below on YouTube, you will have the market snapshot that goes over the inventory levels week over week in the Hudson County area, as well as the absorption rates, how many properties are currently under contract in the past month, and year-to-date closes. This link's down below on YouTube, along with all the other buildings I'm about to discuss in the update this week. No news articles this week. I didn't see anything noteworthy, but I'll be happy to report back in the coming weeks as I see more information published on new developments or real estate information relevant to the Hudson County area. Looking through the list of properties that went under contract, there are 93 properties that went under contract in the past week in Hudson County MLS. Previous week was 97, so we're down slightly, 93 properties in the past week. These properties had an average list price of $822,000 and the median list price of $699,000. Last week, the average was $788,000 and the median was $630,000. So prices that went under contract higher than last week. Days on market, average 41 days in the market for these properties, and 28 days was the median. Last week, the average was 32 and the median was 24. So days on market up a little bit. Looking through some of the sold properties, there have been some closed sales in some of the larger communities that we profile here. In Guttenberg at Bulls Ferry, Jacobs Ferry, 35 Lydia Drive. This is a 3-bed, 2.5-bath townhome, 2,146 square feet. The list price was $1,599,000. It sold for $1,530,000. 26 days in the market. Also came with parking for 2 cars. Bulls Ferry and Jacobs Ferry, located in West New York and Guttenberg. This property was on the Guttenberg side, and this was a directly east-facing townhome on the Guttenberg side, looking across the river towards Manhattan. As I mentioned in the past, there's around 10 different layouts in this complex. About 70% of the community is in West New York. Around 30% of the complex is in Guttenberg. And this is on the Guttenberg side. You do not know the difference between one of the areas over another. You won't, if you go from Guttenberg to West New York, it's all the same community. Community has 2 outdoor pools, and the shuttle to the New York Waterway Ferry passes through the complex. There's also a bus right across the street on River Road, New Jersey Transit bus that can get you into New York pretty quickly. So this 3-bedroom has sold over at Bulls Ferry, Jacobs Ferry for $1,530,000. And there was another sale in the West New York side, 293 Roslyn Court in West New York, 3-bed, 2.5-bath, 1,872 square feet. So a smaller home. List price $1,195,000. It sold for $1.2 million, just a little about a month on the market. So this property, different layout. And it does not have the view that the other property had. And this community was built between like 1992 to around 2000. So it was built over the course of about 8 to 10 years. As I mentioned, around 10 different layouts or so in the community, and they vary in square footage, starting around 1,200 square feet, going up to over 4,000 square feet. And this 3-bedroom has sold at 293 Roslyn Court for $1,200,000 on the market 36 days. In Hoboken at the Hudson T Building, 1500 Washington Street, Unit 2U. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,155 square foot unit. List price $1,350,000. It sold for full price $1,350,000. 16 days in the market, and it looks like it also came with parking for 1 car. This size 2-bedroom is probably the most popular layout in the building. The building has over 500 units. It's made up of mostly 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and alcove studio layouts. There are a handful of 3-bedrooms and also a handful of proper 1-bedrooms. Meaning the other layout is the alcove studio, where the bedroom is not a separate room, but there is a handful of proper 1-bedrooms. But here you have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Open floor plan, so living room, kitchen in the middle, and then 1 bedroom on the left side, 1 bedroom on the right side. And this unit faced south. So this is looking down Washington Street here. This is actually the front of the building out here. This is 1400 Hudson, and over here is 1450 Washington Street. So this is the two Toll Brothers buildings on the corner of 15th and Washington. So this is a south-facing two-bedroom. Hudson T Building has a shuttle to and from Hoboken Path Station for peak morning and peak evening rush hour. 24-hour concierge. You also have an on-site fitness center and a residence lounge, children's play area, and also a business center. And this is sold at the Hudson T Building for $1,350,000. Not too far from Hudson T, you have another Toll Brothers building over at Maxwell Place. On 11th and Hudson Street, you have 1100 Maxwell Lane, unit 215. This is a two-bed, two-bath, 1,204 square foot unit. Also came with parking for one car. List price $1,250,000. It sold over asking for $1,311,000, 9 days on the market. So most likely had multiple offers that drove it over the asking price. And this was a western-facing two-bedroom at phase 3 of Maxwell Place, built around 2012. Here you have looking west towards Hudson Street. Maxwell Place, 4 different phases. You have phase 3, 1100 Maxwell, has its own concierge, 24-hour concierge. They also have an outdoor pool, as well as a common rooftop area, and also on-site fitness center as well, and children's play area. And parking in the building on site. And this two-bedroom is sold for $1,311,000 at Maxwell Place, 9 days on the market. Downtown Jersey City at 77 Hudson Street. This is Kovnanian developed high-rise right near Exchange Place, built around 2006. You have a few units that closed. You have 77 Hudson, 2602, one bedroom, one bath, 730 square foot unit on the market, 94 days. List price $765,000. It sold for $750,000. Cash purchase. It did not come with parking. I'm very familiar with this layout. I have several customers that own this. This is on the northwest corner of the building. So it's looking on the over here is Grove Street Path. And the building you're looking at across the windows, that's 70 Green Street, which is the rental tower. 77 Hudson was built in a joint venture partnership between 2 different developers. You have the rental tower, which is on the west side of the project. And then you have the east tower, which is obviously on the east side. That's the condominium tower. The only thing that these two areas, these two buildings share besides the parking deck is the pool area. So the pool area is shared between the two buildings, but they each have their own separate amenities. So 77 Hudson has its own gym, residence lounge, game room. Only residents of 77 Hudson have access to that. And this is a one bedroom. This is a western facing one bedroom. So it did not have a New York City view, but it did look out towards Grove Street area. You're also not far from Exchange Place Path. And this is sold at 77 Hudson for $750,000. And then there was another unit, a one bedroom. This is in the south west side of the building. You have 77 Hudson, 1408. So a lower floor unit, one bedroom, one bath, 872 square feet. So much bigger. List price was $828,000. It sold for $810,000. 35 days in the market. Also came with parking for one car. So this was looking south towards, this was on the southeast side. So you're looking towards Goldman Sachs here, as well as a little bit of Lower Manhattan. And this is sold over at 77 Hudson for $810,000, 872 square feet, one bedroom. Back up in Weehawken over at Henley on Hudson, you have 32 Eaton Row. There's a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,565 square foot unit. List price $1,368,000. It's sold for full price $1,368,000. 18 days in the market. Let's take a look at the photos. Henley-on-Hudson, developed by Lennar, multi-phase project built over several years. It's a mixture of condominium townhomes as well as condominium buildings that have condos like this inside them. So there's around 5 of these condo buildings: Eaton Row, Oxford Lane, Henley Place. They're sprinkled throughout the development. And then you also have a section of actual townhomes, 3-story townhomes, that are also part of the development. The community has an outdoor pool. They also have a large fitness center, residence lounge area, and some of the condominium buildings, like on Henley Place and Eaton Row, have their own amenities inside. So they have their own fitness center on site. But this unit is in the original phase of the development. So this is probably built around 2008 or so. And I'm sorry, this is a newer building, probably built around 2014, 32 Eaton Row. And this is sold for $1,368,000. 3-bedroom, 1,565 square feet. Also came with parking for 1 car. And finally, up in West New York, 9 on the Hudson. I was actually in this property when it was on the market. 9 Ave in Port Imperial, unit 524. List price $1,348,000. It sold for full price $1,348,000. 19 days in the market. It was a cash purchase. 3-bed, 2-bath. Also came with parking for 1 car. This was a southwest corner unit on the 5th floor. So it faced west towards River Road. And here's River Road down here. And there's a corner unit, very bright. Nine on the Hudson, developed by K. Avnanian around 2018. 24-hour concierge in the building. You also have an outdoor pool. You have multiple outdoor spaces. You have a courtyard in the middle of the building with a barbecue area. There's another lounge area not far from there that has a fire pit. And then on the roof of the building, there's also a common rooftop area. Very large fitness center, residence lounge, amenity-driven building. They have on-site parking. You also have, as I mentioned, 24-hour concierge doorman, EV charging in the building as well. And you're not far from Acme Supermarket, Starbucks. Not far from New York Waterway Ferry is right near there. So very convenient to get to New York. And this is sold over at 9 on the Hudson for $1,348,000 on the market, 19 days. These videos come out every Monday discussing the Hudson County real estate market. If you have any questions about the Hudson County real estate market, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. And as I mentioned, a link down below, you'll have the market snapshot as well as a link to all the condo buildings that I discussed that will be profiled on my website, livingonthehudson.com. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.